For all fans, our first ladies match of tonight's Rage card, definitely an interesting one. Jessica Hyde, formerly Jessica Goldman, who has definitely gone round the twist, facing Sherri Martel of Belt Unlimited this evening. And Pat McAfee is still filling in.
This next ladies match is scheduled for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Approaching the ring from Brisbane, Australia, here is Jessica Hyde.
You said it earlier during the first match, Myron Honey. We got all kinds in our WL, and seemed though the only thing we were missing from the complete pack of characters was a woman gone stark staring nuts. And now we got one with Jessica Hyde. And is she ever obsessed with getting back at Virginia Austin for replacing her in the UK ladies and in Ballarat Jack's private life? She said Sherri Martel is just a guinea pig for what she called experiments in pain administration. Yo, I didn't even want to talk to her. She's Creepsville now.
I'm not particularly thrilled with dealing with her now. I don't like the way she stares at me. I don't like the way she stares at anybody. All the trauma Jessica Goldman went through to become Jessica Hyde has certainly warped her appearance, her mind, and just about everything else. And Sherri Martel may find herself in a bit of trouble this evening against Jessica Hyde.
Her opponent, along with Pat McAfee, representing Bell Unlimited, from Nashville, Tennessee, Sherri Martel.
Along with Ronda Rousey, one of the two ladies in the Belt Unlimited stable, Sherri Martel, the obvious seasoned veteran out of all of them. And Sherri Martel with heaps of experience, but dealing with a maniac in Jessica Hyde this evening. And Sherri Martel will have to use all of her wits, all of her ability, and some of her cheating skills to keep up with an insane person like Jessica Hyde. And a lot of people ask me, they say, Myron, why don't they just get rid of her on the basis of psychiatric disorder? Like, you don't understand. Professional wrestlers are all a little bit crazy. It's not quite that easy.
True that. It's hard to find any wrestlers who have all their marbles neatly lined up right.
There are few things more dangerous than an obsessed human being, and Jessica Hyde certainly obsessed with getting a hold of Virginia Austin. Here we go, the bell sounds. Sherri Martel with a slap across the face, a hard right to Jessica Hyde, gets a hold of her, has her up, vertical suplex, just about center ring. Sherri Martel with a running drop kick that only glances. A shot from Jessica Hyde to the back of Sherri Martel, whipped to the far right corner. There's a knee, and down goes Sherri Martel into a seated position in the corner, with Jessica Hyde driving both boots into the chest of Sherri Martel. There's a handstand off the ropes and a pair of knees into the chest of Sherri Martel. Jessica Hyde definitely on a different gear these days, one that's usually not listed in the manual. All the way up the top, there's a double boot stomp right to the midsection of Sherri Martel. And now raining hard left hands on the head of Sherri. There's a stomp to the midsection. Jessica Hyde up the middle rope moonsault. Again attacking the midsection, the core of Sherri Martel, as she makes her way to a standing position on the ropes. Counters. Jessica Hyde gets a hold on her. Rounds her up over the shoulders into the fireman's carry. Takes a walk over towards the far left corner. Deposits her head right against the turnbuckle. Down goes Jessica Hyde into the corner in the seated position. Sherri Martel stepping out and stepping back in. Jessica Hyde right back up on her feet. Sherri Martel counters with elbows to the midsection, backing off Jessica Hyde. Jessica catches a set of right hands from Sherri Martel. Sherri locks her up. Hard whip to the far left corner. Here's a charge. Here's a splash. Down goes Jessica Hyde. Sherri Martel countered again with another elbow from Jessica. Jessica whips Sherri to the ropes. Gets a hold on her, tries for the belly-to-belly suplex, doesn't get it, catches an eye gouge and a set of shots from Sherri Martel, and a headlock punch, taking Jessica Hyde down to the canvas. Jessica Hyde laid out near center, Sherri Martel making her way to the top turnbuckle. Here we go, leg drop right across the throat of Jessica Hyde. Sherri Martel quickly covers and hooks the leg. 1, 2, but no. Jessica Hyde kicking out at 2. Sherri Martel seems supremely confident. She seems to have Jessica Hyde in control, but that may be an illusion. A headlock punch takes down Jessica Hyde center ring again. There's a stomp. There's another from Sherri Martel. And Sherri Martel with a double boot scrape across the sides of the face of Jessica Hyde. And I think it might be dangerous making Jessica Hyde mad, but she doesn't seem to care. She's gouging the face of Jessica Hyde. Sherri Martel, definitely a seasoned veteran, moves in on Jessica Hyde. Jessica Hyde rounded up by Sherri Martel, taken down to the canvas. And oh, look at this. What a move. Slingshots are into the middle rope. Jessica Hyde now being stomped, systematically trampled by Sherri Martel. And Sherri Martel certainly in control at the present time, trying to rally some support from these fans, but nobody, and I do mean nobody, cares for Sherri Martel. All the way up on the top left turnbuckle. Here she goes again, misses with the elbow. Jessica Hyde quickly up. There's a drop kick taking Sherri Martel down to the mat. A clubbing overhand right from Jessica Hyde. Hyde rebounds off the ropes. There's a flying punch taking Sherri Martel down to the canvas. Here's a quick pin from Jessica Hyde. One, but only a one. Sherri Martel apparently still too strong. Jessica Hyde gets behind her, whips her to the far left turn. Oh man, a knee right to the head. Down goes Sherri Martel. There's another boot to the chest. There's another. And look at this. Again, pressing all of her weight into the chest of Sherri Martel. There's the handstand off the ropes. There's the double set of knees to the chest of Sherri Martel. Sherri in some serious trouble. Oh, look at this. Jessica Hyde exposing the turnbuckle herself. She didn't need a manager to help her do it. Jessica Hyde definitely on a different level these days since her return from the hospital after a nervous breakdown following being expelled from the UK ladies by Ballarat Jack Jones in favor of Virginia Austin. Jessica Hyde ducks under, collides with Sherri Martel. Martel with a running crossbody. All of a sudden the referee currently occupied with the turnbuckle. Jessica Hyde catches a jawbreaker from Sherri Martel. There's a right, there's a chop. And there's a clothesline taking Hyde down to the canvas. The referee's still fiddling with that turnbuckle. As Jessica Hyde rolls to the outside, Sherri Martel all the way up on the top turnbuckle, waiting for her. Here we go, diving crossbody off the top, 10 feet up and 10 feet down. Sherri Martel regaining control of this matchup and regaining control of Jessica Hyde. A difficult task to be sure. Jessica Hyde's leg being stretched by Sherri Martel. Martel gathering up Jessica Hyde again, hurling her towards the barricades, but not quite making it. Sherri Martel takes herself back inside the ring. Referee Walt Rothburn continuing to count Jessica Hyde. The count restarted again as Sherri Martel takes herself to the outside. Misses with a stomp, catches a knee from Jessica Hyde right to the head. Jessica Hyde rounds up Sherri Martel, gets her back inside the ring, rolls herself back in. Jessica Hyde with a clubbing overhand right to the back of the head of Sherri Martel. Rebounds off the ropes, flying punch takes Sherri Martel down to the mat once more. Jessica Hyde perhaps stalking her. There's a knee to the head of Sherri Martel one more time, and Sherri Martel suddenly finding herself on the defensive after being dominant for about half this match. Jessica Hyde putting the boots to a laid out Sherri Martel, and look, she is definitely gone around the twist for sure. Certainly a couple of Marines short of a platoon. Wrist clutch stomps to the chest of Sherri Martel, and a quick pin here. One. Again, just a one. What is it going to take Sherri Martel down? Jessica Hyde still hasn't figured it out. There's a stomp to the chest. Sherri Martel gathered up by the wrist. There's a knee right to the head. Down goes Sherri Martel just about center ring. Jessica Hyde gathers her back up again. Locks her up one more time. Here's the hard whip to the ropes for Sherri Martel. A duck under from Jessica Hyde. And up and in. Whoa, what a right hand taking her down again center ring. Here's another pin. One, two. Absolutely incredible. Sherri Martel getting that left shoulder up at the 11th hour. Again, rounded up by the wrist. There's another knee to the head to Sherri Martel. Jessica Hyde absolutely relentless. Another overhand right to the back of the head of Sherri. Jessica Hyde countered by Sherri Martel with a hard right. Martel gets a hold on Jessica, escorts her towards the far right corner, head first into the turnbuckle. Jessica Hyde yanked back out by Sherri Martel, a scoop slam as Sherri Martel takes herself to the middle rope, and a double axe handle catches her just as she was getting back up. Here's another pin from Sherri. One. Again, just a lot of near falls in this matchup. Sherri Martel determined to win it, but Jessica Hyde, just as determined as she is, there's another scoop slam. As Jessica rolls to the outside, Sherri Martel up on the far right turnbuckle, dives again, a leg drop from 10 feet up right across the throat of Jessica Hyde. Pat McAfee supporting Sherri Martel as best he can, which isn't very much at all. Sherri Martel rounded up by Jessica Hyde, driven into the ring steps. Hyde gathered back up again. Oh, look at this. Sherri Martel hurled to the other side of the ring. A quick counter from Sherri Martel, avoiding potential disaster. Again, the referee continuing the count. Sherri Martel rolled back inside the ring by Jessica Hyde, who rolls back in herself. Sherri Martel laid out near center ring. A rebound off the rope, and a beautiful flying crossbody. Jessica Goldman, well, her mind may be addled, but she certainly has not forgotten how to wrestle. There's a forearm right across the face of Sherri Martel. Martel makes her way to a standing position against the ropes. Jessica Hyde getting into it with Pat McAfee, who's finally gotten off his hind legs and trying to defend Sherri Martel on behalf of Bell Unlimited. And quite frankly, it's the most I've seen Pat McAfee do. Jessica Hyde gets a hold of Sherri, rebounds off the rope, a spin kick right to the face of Sherri Martel. Jessica Hyde stalking Sherri Martel, dead center ring, goes behind on her, reverse fireman's carry over the shoulder. There's a GTS knee to the head. Here's a cover and a hook of the leg. 1, 2, 3. That last one did it.
Here's the time, 9 minutes and 21 seconds, and your winner, Jessica Hyde.
Jessica Hyde with a win over Sherri Martel in her ongoing quest to get Virginia Austin. We'll be right back.